Welcome, everyone. I will now call this City Council regular session on August 7, 2025 to order. If you will stand for the pledge and invocation with me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord Heavenly Father, thank you for another beautiful day. Please guide our hand in leading our city with wisdom, logic, and compassion. Please keep our children safe as they enjoy their upcoming school year, and always keep your guidance and protection for our police, fire, first responders, troops, and veterans. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Jernigan.
Present.
Councilmember Harris.
Here.
Councilmember Young.
Here.
Councilmember Carter.
Present.
Mayor Walker.
Present.
City Manager Rosenthal.
Here.
City Attorney Martin.
Here.
Chief Butler.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the City Council has opened its public meeting. Since 1968, the City Code has prohibited any person from making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks or becoming boisterous while addressing the City Council. Yelling or making audible comments from the audience constitutes boisterous conduct. Such conduct will not be tolerated. There is only one approved manner of addressing the City Council, and that is to be recognized and then speak from the podium. As a reminder, persons are not to openly carry a handgun or carry a concealed weapon or firearm while the governing body is meeting. Failure to abide by the rules of decorum will result in removal from the meeting. We will now move on to approval of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, move to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion by council? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, like sign? All right. We don't have any proclamations tonight, but we do have at least one person signed up for public participation, so we will move into public participation, and we will go with you, Ms. D'Amica Levy. We'll set your 3 minutes, and as soon as you begin, you're good to go. Let's make sure it's on.
It's not
Just hold on. He's coming. Yeah. Give us just a moment. Otherwise, folks on the other side of the internet won't be able to hear you. And you want your voice heard, right, in a public meeting. Thank you.
Hi, I'm D'Amica Levy. I'm just here in regards to a property. I'm looking to acquire that property, and I'm actually it's 443 Levy Way. It's my grandmother's property. It's owned by my uncle at the time, but now it's, I believe there's some code violations on it. So before I get that property, I just want to see what the code violations are. It's more sentimental to me versus a value thing. So I just want to make sure that I'm not walking into something that's a dead end with the city, and see if we can see what's going on with the property as far as the code violations, just where the status of the property is.
Okay. Do those conclude your comments?
That's pretty much what I'm here for, trying to get the resolution. I've been to code enforcement,
Okay.
and I think just trying to work with Ms. Young and trying to understand like where we are and how we can get the ball moving in order to bring that property up to code and back into the good status in the community.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Levy. Mr. Rosenthal and Miss Young, you guys, yep.
Yes, just to say I did meet, what's your name again?
D'Amica.
Ms. D'Amica tonight, and we did discuss that, and it's already in the workings right now, so we're taking care of it. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to hearing from you.
All right, very good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That was our only public participation tonight, so we will move on to approval of the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion from the council? Hearing none. Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter.
Yay.
Ms. Harris.
Yes.
Ms. Young.
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan. Mayor Walker.
Yes. All right. That moves us right past presentations and into quasi-judicial hearings. So we will open that up now with City Council Ordinance number 2025-2324, and I will turn it over to you, Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of council, you have two matters before you tonight that must be considered and voted on by the council in a quasi-judicial manner. Those two items are on second reading, ordinance 2025-2324, as the mayor said, which is an ordinance amending the future land use plan map pursuant to application CPA 2504 by Carol Chadwick as agent for Leslie Earl Peeler and Riverwood Investments of Jacksonville, LLC. And the second matter is the companion ordinance rezoning that property, and it's ordinance number 2025-2325 on second reading, amending the official zoning atlas pursuant to application Z 2506 submitted by Carol Chadwick as agent for Leslie Earl Peeler and Riverwood Investments of Jacksonville. The purpose of the procedure tonight is to ensure an applicant provides a complete presentation of the request to council prior to any testimony being provided by staff. We'll go in this order: first presentations from city staff, then the applicant, and then any party interveners, followed by public comment, then cross-examination by and of the parties and party interveners, if any, followed by any additional response or testimony if the mayor views it to be in the best interest of fairness to allow that. At that point, then the council can ask any questions of any of the participants. We'll move on to final arguments, and then I'll advise the council as to law and findings they need to make, and then the council can deliberate and vote. While the council welcomes comments from all persons with an interest in the proceeding, Florida law requires the council's decision in quasi-judicial actions be supported by competent, substantial evidence presented to the city council during the hearing on the application. Competent, substantial evidence is evidence a reasonable mind would accept as adequate to support a conclusion. There must be factual basis in the record to support opinion testimony from both expert and non-expert witnesses. People presenting testimony may support their testimony by relying on factual information provided by staff, the applicant, or other information in the city's staff report. At this time, I'll inquire of the council if anyone has had any ex parte communications on this matter. Ex parte communications are communications that occur outside of this meeting. And if you have had them, please disclose them. Just moving down the dais, Councilwoman Young.
I have not.
Okay, Councilman Carter.
No.
Councilman Jernigan. No. Councilwoman Harris.
I have not.
And Mayor Walker.
No.
Okay, thank you. At this time, if each person who's going to offer testimony or speak to either of these two ordinances could stand and raise your right hand to take an oath. Do you each solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, thank you. Council members, you have before you proposed ordinance 2025-2324 on second reading, which states an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan as amended, relating to an amendment of 50 or less acres of land pursuant to an application CPA 2504 by Carol Chadwick as agent for Leslie Earl Peeler and Riverwood Investments of Jacksonville, LLC, the property owners of said acreages, under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the future land use classification from residential medium density or less than or equal to 8 dwelling units per acre to industrial of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, making findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. This time, Mr. Angelo, could you please introduce the city's analysis of the proposed ordinance?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is ordinance number 2025-2324. This was previously heard on July 21st on first reading, and it is the staff's wish to adopt the presentation from that meeting, along with all the reports in it, as we don't have any additional information to add to the record.
And you'd be moving those into the record for this hearing?
Yes,
as well?
sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Does the applicant have any information they wish to present?
I don't. We're just gonna basically, if we change the zoning change
Could
goes
you-
through.
If you'll step to the podium.
Yeah, so if the zoning change is approved, basically the use will remain the same. There's another tenant, possible tenant looking at it for very similar use to Century Ambulance now. So there'll be no alterations of the building or modifications or anything like that.
Could you state your name for me?
Curtis Carter,
you.
representing Riverwood Investments. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions or?
There'll be a time for them in a little bit. I didn't see anyone stand up identifying as party intervener. Is there anyone claiming that status? If not, is there any public comment on this particular matter? Seeing none, is there any cross-examination by any of the parties? Seeing none, are there any questions from council to any of the parties? Okay. Seeing none, or Mr. Angelo and the applicant, are y'all waiving closing comments? Okay, let it so reflect that they're waiving the opportunity to make any closing comments. The decision of the council should be based only on evidence presented by sworn witnesses. In addition, the application may be adopted if it preserves the internal consistency of the city's comp plan, complies with applicable state laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. At this time, the council may deliberate on and vote on ordinance number 2025-2324 following an appropriate motion and second to adopt the ordinance as read by title only on second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. All right. So we'll now move into council comments, or would anybody like to adopt City Council Ordinance number 2025-2324?
Mr. Mayor, move to approve City Council Ordinance 2025-2324.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further comments? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Young? Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you now proposed ordinance 2025-2325 on second reading, which states an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the official zoning atlas of the City of Lake City land development regulations as amended relating to the rezoning in contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application Z-2506 by Carol Chadwick as agent for Leslie Earl Peeler and Riverwood Investments of Jacksonville, LLC, the property owners of said acreages, providing for the rezoning from residential mobile home 3 to industrial, light, and warehousing of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo, the floor is yours.
Mr. Mayor, this is 2025-2325. This is the companion ordinance for the previous application, and the city staff would like to adopt the previous presentation from July 21st, and we would like to move all our reports out to the record. And there's no further information.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. Does the applicant have any information you wish to present? Okay, thank you. Again, any party interveners, let the record so reflect that there are none. Is there any public comment from anyone? Seeing none, is there any cross-examination? Are there any questions from city council members for any of the participants? Seeing none, are the participants waiving closing comments? All right, thank you. The decision of the council should be based only on the evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the council shall take into consideration the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Board in those matters listed in section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, the city council may discuss the application and testimony, and following an appropriate motion and second, may adopt ordinance number 2025-2325 on second reading as read by title only.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. All right. We'll now come back to council comments and discussion, or if anyone would like to make a motion to adopt City Council Ordinance number 2025-2325, I will entertain.
Mayor, I'd like to move to approve ordinance number 2025-2325.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan? Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Now we're moving on to item number 9, City Council Ordinance number 2025-2316. Mr. Martin, will you please read that by title?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you ordinance 2025-2316, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, declaring for a period of 1 year a moratorium on the acceptance and consideration of applications for land use actions or permits for buildings to be used as dwellings where such buildings are constructed in accordance with codes other than the Florida Building Code, making findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Should the council wish to adopt this ordinance on second and final reading, an appropriate motion would be to adopt ordinance 2025-2316 as read by title only.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. We don't have anybody signed up for public participation, so I will close public comment at this time and move straight into council comment. Does council have any comments, questions, or would like to make a motion to approve council ordinance number 2025-2316 on final reading.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 2025-2316.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Harris.
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Yay.
Ms. Young.
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan.
Yes.
Mayor Walker.
Yes. All right. That moves us out of our quasi-judicial portion of our meeting and into other items under discussion. So we have discussion and possible action, operation, game talk, and this is you, Ms. Young.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mayor and council, this is, I call phase one of the Operation Game Talk, which I presented to the council last meeting or meeting before. But this is kind of narrowed down, and the reason for that is to go ahead and get this in operation, that the 13 to 15-year-olds whom we did not reach during the summer camp this year, and I think it's very imperative that we pay attention, show some attention, educate this age of young people. So I'm asking, well, I'll say that I did meet with administration as to Assistant City Manager D. Johnson, Chief Butler, Finance Director Ashley, did I get that right? Angie.
Yes, ma'am.
They tricked me because I had Angie and he said, I heard him say Ashley. Okay, thank you, Angie, I'm sorry. Also, Richardson Community Center Recreation Director Chris Carradine. Did I cover everyone? We did meet, and I was via phone. But we did meet and discuss this, so it is very well planned. But what I'm asking, and it's very self-explanatory, if you look at your information on item 10, your background information, I'm asking that we approve Operation Game Talk with a budget not to exceed $2,000 and authorize sponsorship support for youth volunteers from the Boy Scouts and Police Explore program. So these young men, of course, will be, they're already, we've already pointed them, brought them in, so to speak. We want to really do this for these guys because of what they do for the city. And I think they're worthy of being awarded. But then we will have the 13 to 15-year-olds, young men out of the community. And what will take place is at Richardson Community Center, I believe it will happen with Chief Butler, and you're welcome to step in anytime, Chief, if I leave anything out or you just want to take it over, it'll be fine. Thank you.
Evening. The funds would come out of the Mariah Fund. Therefore, the gun violence, what we would do is put together a program geared toward the 13 to 15-year-olds about gun violence, gun safety, have the officers there, the interaction, sort of like what we do with the Summer Youth Employment Program when they're coming through. The police officers talk to them. And also at Richardson, where I have the officers posted up there, they'll go up and play basketball with the kids and get to know them. So this is just an enhancement of that program. And again, targeting that, maybe that's not the right word to use, focusing on that group of kids that right now we have no program for, as we work on a phase 2 that we'll be bringing up in front of the council in the future.
We have a couple questions here. Mr. Jernigan?
Yes, I see it says for the boys. What do you got for the girls?
It's both boys and girls. It's for anybody in that age group.
Okay, what I saw was just boys on that. I was like, well, why come?
Yeah, no, it's boys and girls.
Okay.
Ms. Tammy?
Have you ever thought about maybe, I don't know, reaching out to the school board system to see if it could be something that could be done at the school versus somebody having to come to Richardson?
Oh, I'm trying to go to an area, at least in the beginning, where probably don't have to travel very far, and a lot of the individuals know where Richardson is, and that is the community center, sort of put focus on that. Plus, we're working with the director of the of the Richardson Center to coordinate with him, because he would do some of the heavy lifting to reach out to the community and get those individuals in that we're looking to get.
That is a good thing. I appreciate that. But I remember a long time ago, long time ago, when I was in school, they used to have certain, in the auditorium where police officers would come out and they'll present it at the school. So that's why I was asking.
Yep.
And since most of the gun violence and stuff start when they're in middle school, let's just say if somebody can't come to Richardson, we'll forget about those children, or if their parents don't make available, whereas they can be there. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that you all could possibly reach out to the schools and have something offered at the school.
Well, I know the school resource deputies through the sheriff's office do something similar, but what I can do is I can coordinate with the sheriff as far as possibly partnering with them and having my officers in there when the deputies are also doing it.
And I thought about something else Ms. Young had when you suggested about when the little girl got hit by a car, and you was talking about having the bike.
The bicycle rodeo is.
That's still
the
scheduled for,
process.
that,
Okay.
my community relations coordinator has been working with the councilwoman, and right now, I believe it's October, it's tentatively scheduled, or not tentative, I think it's
October,
actually,
that's
October,
correct.
right around the time of National Night Out, that same time period.
Okay.
And one of the nice things about that is with the National Night Out that the police department does, we give away bikes as part of the raffles, so we could tie that whole thing together.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Mr. Carter, you're next.
I would only say thank you, Ms. Young, and thank you, Chief. I think this is a great use of the Mariah Fund. I'm glad to see we're going to start using it.
Absolutely.
And hopefully it'll be able to fund this and things like it for a long time.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. So this is discussion and possible action. So I will actually open this up for public comment now, because the possible action is for us to move forward and go with the layout of this item is what I'm getting. So does anybody want to speak to this in the room? Okay. I'll close public comment on it. And
With the discussion possible action, do we need to have a resolution drawn up and brought back to us, or can we approve that sort of expenditure now?
it's a good question. Dee's saying no. Mr. Martin?
I think you can approve it as it stands right now.
Approve it as it stands. And honestly, I did that in the wrong fashion. So we need someone to make the motion before I open up public comment. So if anybody would like to make a motion, please do so.
I make the motion that we approve the Phase 1 Operation Game Talk with a budget not to exceed $2,000.
Second.
Okay, that's enough.
Yep. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right. Now I'll open up public comment. If anybody would like to come speak to that proposition, seeing no one move, we'll close public comment. Any further discussion from the council? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Young, I will build into the motion the information from the report to council
Ma'am,
as well.
thank you.
Okay. Ms. Young?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Now we're on to resolutions and new business. So City Council Resolution number 2025-091. This is a resolution for us to extend our agreement with NJN Consulting Services. Mr. Rosenthal, would you like to introduce this one?
Yes. Since July 2024, NJN Consulting has provided valuable expertise to the city. Over the past year, the firm has optimized banking operations, conducted a thorough review of the city's cash management practices, leading to renegotiated terms and investment strategies that yield significantly higher returns on municipal funds. Implemented a comprehensive plan review process, too. Working across departments, they've designed and launched a new end-to-end evaluation framework for proposed developments. The process now captures fiscal, environmental, and infrastructure impacts up front, ensuring projects align with council priorities before proceeding. They facilitated the engagement of a bond financial advisor. They've overseen the solicitation, evaluation, and contract negotiations that brought a specialized advisor on board, strengthening the city's capacity to structure and place future debt issuances on favorable terms. These contributions have enhanced fiscal stewardship, streamlined development oversight, and positioned the city for cost-effective access to capital.
Thank you, Mr. Rosenthal. We will open this up now because we have a defined proposition for public comment. We don't have anybody signed up. Nobody's moving to the podium, so we will close public comment and we'll move into council comment. Would anybody like to make any comment or make a motion to adopt City Council Resolution number 2025-091?
Yes, I
yeah.
got a comment, Mayor. Thank you. NJN.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I understand exactly what that means, but we have citizens out there that does not understand what that means. Is there any way possible that we can say exactly what that means and who that person is, and before we approve or disapprove this contract?
Yeah,
Absolutely, Councilman.
Yeah.
It's Nick Narducci Consulting Services.
Yeah, NJN is just the name of the consulting services, but his name is Nicholas J. Narducci.
Okay, for the record, the name is Nick. I cannot pronounce that last name for some apparent reason, but I'm pretty sure that whatever the city council said and the mayor, that's the last name.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. All right. Any other comments, or would anybody like to make a motion?
Mayor, I'd like to make a, to approve resolution number 2025-091.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you both. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right, moving on to item 12, City Council Resolution number 2025-104. This is the resolution to advertise and schedule public hearings for fire protection services. Sorry, our preliminary fire assessment. Miss Angie, will you lead us through this introduction?
Would you like me to read the resolution title on the agenda?
No, just tell us, the purpose of, we've got the backup material, but this is to set the schedule and kind of explain what this is.
Okay. This is the preliminary resolution. It's first hearing for the fire assessment rates. As you've all discussed in the prior meeting, this is the budget for the 6 extra positions, which is the highest rate that we advertise. And so in the final meeting, you can go lower, but you can go higher. So we recommend to approve the current resolution as presented.
So similarly to the ad valorem tax,
That is correct.
we are just setting the maximum rate that we could adopt, and we are going to have budget and public hearings after this.
That's correct. You'll
Okay.
have one final hearing. That's on September 3rd.
Perfect. I don't have anybody signed up for public comment on this, so we'll move straight into council comments. And yep, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Mayor, I think we should set the advertised rate at the maximum possible increase in this case. I know we've discussed what we may or may not do with the millage rate, but this is probably going to be a larger and more complicated discussion. So I think we should advertise it at the max in this case.
Okay.
I move to approve Resolution 2025-104.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion by the board? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Moving on to item number 13, City Council Resolution number 2025-111. This is for the Federal Aviation Grant. Mr. Rosenthal, would you like to introduce us?
Yes, Mayor, this is approving a federal grant agreement with FAA under the Airport Improvement Program to be used for airport infrastructure at the Lake City Gateway Airport.
Perfect. All right. We don't have anybody signed up for public comment on this, so we'll move straight to council comments. Does council have any comments or would like to make a motion to approve City Council Resolution number 2025-111?
I have a question. If it is a grant, why do we have to approve it?
we have to, because it's usually an agreement between the city and the granting authority, we have to agree to accept the money.
To accept
Even
free
if we,
money.
even if we have reached out, because there are contract stipulations to that grant. So what we're doing is we're agreeing to all those contract stipulations of how to use that money, where we can use that money,
Okay.
et cetera, et cetera. So they require us to sign off on it. When they require me to sign off on it, you guys are required to vote on it, which is why we go through that. So,
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve Council Resolution 2025-111.
I second it.
we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion or questions from the council? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. That concludes our new business, and now we're moving on to other items. And we're on item number 14 on our agenda, which is a discussion of City Hall. And this is you, Ms. Chevelle Young.
Yes, sir, Mayor and Council. Being faced with several questions of building a new city hall. I know there was an article in the Lake City Reporter, pretty much that kind of gave the view that we will be building a city hall, or at least it gave the amount that was that what it would cost to build a city hall. And I thought it was kind of necessary that we have at least a discussion concerning this, being that it's been aired out in the Lake City Reporter, to at least get an idea of the thoughts, concerns of the council, because we never talked about it. We haven't talked about it. So, and to be, I think we need to at least discuss, like I say, our concerns, our thoughts of either is it a new city hall that we have intentions of a desire to build, or are we leaning more toward restoration of this city hall, or at least set a workshop that it can be discussed. I think it's not early for that. I think it's a good timing for it. So that's why I asked that it.
That's a great intro. You kind of hit the nail on the head for me. I think it's something that we should workshop, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But the first person I saw was you, Mr. Jernigan.
Yes. Also on these workshops, let's have them at 10 o'clock in the morning, and some of these council meetings that we're having. I know it seems, but if we have a workshop, or I think the last meeting I brought up about having one meeting in the AM once a month, and then one meeting in the PM once a month. So if we could do something like that to give our staff, these department heads that's here every meeting, I think that'll give them a chance to. They may have come up with some great ideas and thoughts, and everything will be a lot better. So even if we have this workshop, in which I'm in agreement with having a workshop, let's try to have some of these things in the AM instead of 10 o'clock at night. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. Mr. Rosenthal, you did. I'm sorry, I skipped over you.
Yes, Mayor. I think a workshop for the for City Hall, I think that's a great idea. We'd love to do that, so I'll have staff set that up.
Mr. Carter.
I agree. We should have a workshop discussion. I think that the article that was in the paper, if I remember correctly, was probably based on the feasibility study that we approved. Yeah. So we approved that several months ago or more. So the article, I think, was talking about the results of that feasibility study. But as far as what we're going to do, whether we build a new building or restore this one, I do think we need to have that workshop. Also, I strongly oppose morning meetings. They're public meetings. I think having it at 9, 8, 10 a.m. is anti-voter. The whole idea is that we're here to present and discuss among ourselves in front of the voters. So, no, I think that's a bad idea, and we shouldn't do it.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Anybody else? I think that we've come to the conclusion on a workshop. We'll set a date and time to go over that the results of that feasibility study, and where we go from here, and how we use the City Hall assets.
I'll set up something with the clerk, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Rosenthal. All right. Now we're on to item number 15, which is discussion and possible action for HVAC units of the Columbia County Women's Club located at 655 Northeast Martin Luther King Street. Not to be confused with the Women's Club that we just had a special meeting on prior to this meeting. So, Mr. Rosenthal, I'll let you take it away.
Yes. This is the other women's club that we have a very similar arrangements with. This women's club needs an air conditioning unit, and I wanted to bring it before this board to get authority to do that. We've actually went out and got a bid, and we know the unit we would like to buy, but we wanted authority from the board to go ahead and do that. And then after this is over, we're going to give them the same opportunity that we gave the other women's board to take over ownership of this property and maintenance themselves.
Sure. My one question is, it is our asset, correct?
Yes, it's our asset right now.
Very good.
But I'm going to be suggesting that we give the asset back to the original owners.
All right.
Do you know who the original owner is?
We're going to have to research and see, like we had to research the original one, the first one that we just talked about.
Very good. Mr. Carter?
I was only going to say that I'm not familiar with the history of that building. I don't know if that's something we built and then leased to someone, or if it's a similar story of the Women's Club built it and somewhere along the way we became owners of it. I'd be interested to have a little research done into the history of it. As I've stated previously, I'm glad what we got done at our meeting earlier was done. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me for the city to own what is in effect a private club's building. But obviously, if the original owner has nothing to do with the Women's Club or us, maybe we need to figure out something more complicated. But yes, I would like if staff would research and figure out effectively the same sort of thing that we did with the previous building and see if it goes as smoothly.
Thank you, Mr. Carter.
Will
Ms.
do.
Young?
I will say that I have been meeting with the board of this woman's club, and it is our responsibility, I will say, because it is our property, it's our building. And I will also add that it's in great shape. They just need a AC unit and maybe other few little minor, not so major projects going on. But I don't know that it's gonna be in the best interest of the community. We can surely talk about it with the board. That's of course the best way, and let them decide how this goes. But it's a whole different idea or setup than what with the women's club that we dealt with this morning.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Young. All right, so the discussion and possible action. The possible action on this was repairing the HVAC.
Yes.
There were the 3 bids. Mr. Rosenthal had a recommendation. Would anybody like to make a motion so that we could open up public comment?
I make a motion that we pay for this or set the funds for this AC vac.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I will now open the floor for public comment. If anybody would like to speak. Nobody moving to the podium, so I will now close public comment. We'll move back to council comment. Does anybody else have any questions up here? Yeah, Mr. Martin.
I think the procurement office would probably like to hear acceptance of the lower bid, if that's the intent of the motion, to accept the lower bid. And I'm seeing some nods around the room.
It is, Councilor.
To accept that. Yep.
Are we gonna go with the lower?
Yeah, the low.
Is it because it's the lower bid? I mean.
Well, it was we do because we had procurement. Why don't we have procurement come and speak to that?
Yep.
Not only was the lowest bid, it fit all the guidelines they needed to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the 3 quotes that we got were for the same unit and the same work.
Okay.
And we would like to accept the lowest bidder.
Thank you, Ms. Brenda. Mr. Carter?
Just checking the bidder that we want to accept, is that a local company?
It is.
Very good. Very good. Do we have any other questions, comments? Hearing none, we have a motion, a second. We've had council comments, questions. So, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mayor, may I ask a question, please?
Absolutely.
So the motion's going to be a motion to accept the lowest bid from Glenn I. Jones. Is that
Yeah.
correct, Ms. Young?
Yes, that's
Do
the.
we,
Yes.
want to identify the funding source? I don't see a funding source.
We have a funding source. It's general building. The funding source will be general building.
Ms. Young, is it okay if I put that in the motion for you?
That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sykes, for the clarification.
Okay. All right, Ms. Young?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now we're on to item 16, revised trim schedule. City Council meeting for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 has been changed to Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. Ms. Taylor Moore, will you take this away?
So the first hearing for the budgets cannot be before September 3rd.
Okay.
I would always try to fit it into our regular scheduled meetings, but in this particular time frame for the trim schedule, we couldn't have that meeting before September 3rd, so that's why we had to change the meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Angie. All right, and that's, we don't need any action on that. That's just a notice. So that takes all of our other items in out of it. Does anybody have any comments or questions on that item 16? Okay, perfect. So we will now move into comments by our officers and start with you, Mr. Rosenthal.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to call the mayor and council's attention to a handout that I put in front of everyone. It's called the Columbia County Mega Industrial Park Wastewater Treatment Plant. The city has an opportunity to acquire that plant under cooperation with the Columbia County. We're looking at a total of about $7 million for that plant and working out our financial plans. The details are on this handout that's in front of all of you. So we would like your permission to negotiate and work with the county, with David Kraus, to make that happen.
How do you guys feel about that? I feel like that's a positive move for the city. And I think that would be good for our citizens in the long run and the growth of our city.
So you have talked to Mr. Cross?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Carter?
I would just like to voice my support for this. As Mr. Brown always says, we're in the utility business. And this will probably alleviate a lot of stress on other parts of the system. And I think it's terrific. We're already running the place, right, at the moment, contractually. Good.
All
All right, Mayor, we have our direction.
So we have a consensus that you can move forward with negotiating that. Mr. Rosenthal? All right. Does that conclude your comments?
Yes, it does, Mayor. Thank you.
Perfect. Mr. Martin?
I have no comments, Mr. Mayor.
I have a comment for you in your history tonight. We appreciate all the work you did on that. We look forward to your work on the other one as well. All right.
We're getting ready to learn about the other women's club.
Very good. Ms. Sykes?
Nothing.
Thank you, Ms. Sykes. Now we will move on to comments by council members, and we will begin with you, Vice Mayor. Hold on. Mr. D. Johnson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to take time to send my condolences out to Tim Emis' family. He's a participant in the Explorer program in Citizens Police Academy. During his time here at the City of Lake City, I became friends with him. He passed away this past weekend, so I just wanted to send out my condolences to his family.
His obituary was in the paper today. It was very nice.
Yes.
Emis.
Emis?
Emis.
Tim Emis.
All right, now we'll move into council comments, starting with you, Vice Mayor Young.
Oh, and I would also like to say, young lady who worked with the city for some time, Miss Amy Fields. She was our interim city manager, and she passed away, so definitely condolences to her family. And to all of the bereaved families in our city and in our county. We do lift up prayers for each of them. And other than that, believe it or not, I really don't have it. Thank you, Brown, Mr. Brown, Steve Brown. I just want to thank Steve Brown. And Brown does good, but Chief Josh, still the best barbecue.
Very good. Thank you, Vice Mayor Young. Mr. Ricky Jernigan.
Oh, I only got two things, Mayor. Got a phone call from the Presleys. I guess they're doing an appreciation at the West Side Community Center on 8/23/25, and they wanted to see if I don't know if they talked to anybody else about this, to see if somebody would come out there and read a proclamation or something to that effect. And I told her or them that I would bring it up tonight. That's sort of out my realm for reading proclamations or anything like that. But if anybody wants to go and participate in that, it's going to be at the Columbia County West Side Community Center. Just to show our appreciation to them for their service. I think they've been around a long, long time, so they're having an appreciation day out there for them. And that's for both Presleys. And the other thing on, is it possible that we can get speed bumps? There's about 4 or 5 people that live next to a daycare, and we've been having some speeders come through there and almost hit one of the children that was out there playing in the yard. So I don't know if that's going to stop them from speeding, or I may have to get with the chief and have an officer come out there and start writing tickets on everybody coming down that road. And it's a private neighborhood there, so I didn't know if we could do that. If we can just get one out there, that I'm pretty sure that would slow it down.
Well, Councilman, let me coordinate with Steve Browns, our utilities director, and see what we can do out there. Have him go and take a look.
Okay, thank you very much. And anytime you get ready to do that, I'll be more than happy to go with him.
Okay.
To show him exactly, where their problem is.
How to do it.
We'll do.
All right.
Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Do you have contact information for the person that's requesting a proclamation? Because to my knowledge, they've not reached out to our office.
No. And again, I was trying to figure out why they reached out to me. According to her, she says she called Councilwoman Young, and it went to voicemail. She called Harris, and it went to voicemail. And then she finally got me. I think she was trying to get to Carter, and I think she was trying to get to you, Mayor. And I just said that I'll bring it up tonight. And I told her the best thing to do is get in contact with Ms. Sykes, and she can direct her on what needs to be done for this. So all I got is a phone number, and that's it.
Question, did you say Ms. Presley?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so she's the one that called? Okay, that was what I wanted. Okay.
She called you too?
No, I was getting a name.
Yeah, I just needed to know the name. Who do I need to reach out to? We can reach out to
Ms.
her.
Sykes will get it. All right, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, perfect. Councilman Carter.
I just have a brief list of appreciations. I want to thank Steve back there. He's probably not a week goes by that he doesn't help me figure out some sort of answer, some sort of question regarding utilities, water, or gas, and help me again this week. And I want to thank Chief Josh Wayinger back there. We've had quite a few good discussions about the fire assessment, the concept, and the ins and outs of that, and been able to help explain a lot of stuff to citizens about that has been asked. And then this week I sat down with Scott Thomason and his growth management department, got to sit in on a staff meeting. It was fun and informative. We had some donuts and good times. So I appreciate you guys. And that's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Ms. Tammy Harris.
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to let everybody know that Steve is up under Mr. D. Johnson. And he's only great because of his boss, D. Johnson. But I have a comment. And Don, maybe you can help me out with this. We have down in the downtown area, they call it recycling center. I call it a junkyard. What, if anything, we can do about that? Because it's like in the heart of the city.
Right. Well, we've actually talked to that young entrepreneur. He's been there for quite some time. I think his family was there for some time, and we would like to see that moved. We've been working with him for a while, and we don't have any real alternatives for him. He wants something that has a rail spur, and we don't have any access to anything like that. So once we get some of these other things that we have lined up out of the way, like our strategic plan and the housing authority, some of those other things, we'll probably go into an eminent domain at sometime next year. At least that's what we're going to be
So
suggesting.
have you guys tried to, maybe, it's such an eyesore right there in that area. It probably could be better, maybe if he put better fencing up, or I wouldn't even say a fence. I prefer a wall of some sort. And the reason being is because it's in the center of town. You know, they let weeds grow up the side or whatever. If they just make it presentable, because we're trying to make the city look good, and that is definitely an eyesore. So if he does not, maybe he can accommodate us another way versus eminent domain. But if he does not, I think we should move forward on whatever. And that is just a suggestion, because it does not look good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Ms. Young and then Mr. Carter.
If I may say, and I even requested that he clean it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it can look a lot better than what it looks. And I know we can't get a fence or a gate to go up that high, but at least clean it up.
I think that they offer them, and when you go to Miami, they have the big walls. If he could build a wall around that to make it, whereas when people come and they going downtown, we don't want downtown just to look good in this immediate area. We want it to look good all the way down. And if this is a commercial company, they're, and I'm not sure if Scott can tell me if there's anything to make it look good.
Well, Councilwoman, that's a key point, because we can only do what the codes allow. And as a junkyard, he has certain rights so that we can impose on. So I can get with Scott, we can put our heads together and see what we can come up with.
Even if it's in the city limits, in the
Where it is, that's probably grandfathered in. It's been there a very long time. I think his family owned that for a long time. So where it is probably grandfathered in. That's why I said we would probably go, I would suggest an eminent domain. So we can only force him to do what junkyards are required to do. So we can't go beyond what the requirements are. But as I said, I'll get with Scott and we'll put our heads together and we'll tell you what we can do going forward.
So you have been already talking to him about cleaning up the area, getting it look good? 'Cause
No, I was
that's
talking
in
to him. No,
Ms.
I was
Young's
talking to him
district.
about leaving the area. What would it take to have him leave the
We would
area?
love for him to move it, but
Yes, but
let's try other avenues before. And if he does not, I mean, Ms. Young, this is in your district, but we
Yeah,
kinda
and we've been working on it, but we haven't asked him to clean it. I think he has been asked to clean it
well,
up.
I'm not sure what Scott has done, but I can tell you what I've done since I've been here as far as talking to him. I'm sure code enforcement's probably talked to him too, but you can only do what the code allows for each business.
absolutely.
Mr. Carter.
I just had a kind of an idea, and amongst all that, obviously, I think we all kind of agree that our downtown corridor is not an ideal spot for a junkyard. They do currently have pretty high fences, but something that just occurred to me, it's just an idea, but maybe something we could look into. I've long since felt personally like I'd love to see more art and murals and things like that in this downtown area. I think an interesting maybe idea besides eminent domain or forcing a private business to do anything is perhaps looking into working out maybe some sort of a wall situation, maybe some sort of a mural situation. The place is called the Recycling Center. I could even see an interesting mural that describes or explains in an artistic way the process of recycling or something like that. Take something that isn't necessarily nice to look at and make it nice to look at, as opposed to forcing someone out. Obviously, if we could help find them a place with a rail spur somewhere else that isn't in downtown, that's cool. But also looking at murals, grants for art projects like that, maybe an opportunity there to beautify something and partner with them rather than try to force them to do something.
It's also right in the middle of our CRA and a major contributor to our CRA. So it's something that we can use that tax revenue and incremental revenue to do something like that. Because if you remove a business, if you remove one of the commercial businesses, we've already lost a handful of them out of our CRA. You're effectively killing it for good, and all the beautification that can happen off that. So might as well exhaust all other options, I think, to work with this guy rather than crush the business and therefore crush all beautification opportunities in the area going forward. Ms. Young, you have a thought?
I hear the support, and murals sound good, and it's a good idea for a temporary, but that's not a good site for the downtown when you're trying to enhance that area and working on other areas. And I don't think we should just overlook that a junkyard is in the heart of our city.
Sure.
I really think that it needs to go away.
And even when you come over the overpass, you look over, it's a big junkyard. It looks like a junkyard. And I just think that something needs to be done. We don't want our city to look like it did 5 years ago. We want to move forward. And I think by us patching that up, if you don't put a high enough fence around it, I mean, give them an option. But if they don't do something that is, and like I keep saying about it's in Ms. Young's district, but I know she probably don't want it over there, and that happened before she got in the office, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we've been
It's been
working
there for a
on it,
while.
and
Yeah.
even the exterior of his area, the fence
Yeah.
line, the
He
railroad,
doesn't even try to
and-
keep it
and,
clean.
you know how hard it is getting the railroad to do these things. But it's just a major task. But we're not gonna give up on it. We're gonna keep pushing.
Agreed. Finished? Sorry, have you concluded your council thoughts? My apologies, Councilwoman Young. Or Councilwoman Harris. All right. I'll move.
Johnson.
I said Councilwoman Young and then Harris.
Yeah, you
Sorry
did.
about that.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
before you start, may I say, our summer work camp, our work camp that the city actually started this year, right? This is our first year, actually carrying it out through the city, through our very own HR, hiring the young people, and it has come to an end. Is that correct? And I just think that's awesome, and we're looking forward to doing it again next year and going in the different. Thank you to the departments who actually carried out the training. They were actually trained this time, and there was one hired full time. One of the youth got hired full time with the city of Lake City, and that's what it's all about. So, woo-hoo, to the city of Lake City for our summer youth camp, and we look forward to doing it again next year. It'll be nice if we can do some throughout the year, part-time. We'll talk about it. Y'all know I'll bring it back up, right?
Sounds good to me.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Young. All right, I'll move into my council comments now. We do have Coffee with a Cop coming up Wednesday, August 20th, 2025, and that's going to be 8:30 to 10 a.m. There's also a bowl-a-thon coming up with the Citizens Police Academy. It's going to be Saturday, September 13th at 1 p.m. These are both great things. As Vice Mayor Young just mentioned, the 2025 Summer Youth Program was a huge success. Thank you to Chief and everybody who coordinated that. Some personal thoughts on eminent domain. I just think that we need to be careful on the slippery slope there. Because once you start pushing businesses out of an area, it's going to be very hard to replace those businesses and therefore the jobs that support our citizens in the area. So I'm going to be very hard pressed to ever support that. I also, we've been seeing a lot in the news lately, letters from Doge go around the state to counties and cities. I think that we need to be proactive in this matter and preparing ourselves for that. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that it gives us a high level of accountability, and it's something that we need to start positioning ourselves for and being accepting of, because I believe the Doge letter is going to come to Lake City eventually, and it might be something that I think that we'd be better positioned opening our doors for and being very accepting of. So that we can show our citizens that we're working fully in support of their lifestyle and quality of life here, public safety, quality of roads and infrastructure, and that we've got nothing to hide and everything to build with them. Does that make sense? Yep. And with that, my council comments are completed, and that is our meeting. Have a great night.
No,